Hello, my beautiful Dolly family. Welcome back to Southern Reborn's Nursery. I'm Monica, and you guys, who you see before you is my beautiful girl, Marlow Monroe. And we are going to do a feeding video with her this morning. She was awake most of the night. I don't think she's feeling well, but I'm going to go ahead and feed her and we'll see if she wakes up or not. But poor baby had a rough night. So we're going to go ahead and get her bottle ready. But before we get started, how are you guys doing? How are you all doing? I hope that you are having an amazing day. It is super early here. I wanted to get up and feed Marlow before the other kids got up and got rowdy. And I do have a Share the Love shout out. And the Share the Love shout out goes out to Butterfly CC's Nursery. You guys, if you have not heard of Carla over at Butterfly CC's Nursery, please go over and show her some love and support. She has beautiful silicone babies. She is an artist. She is a beautiful Dolly sister. And I'm sure that she would appreciate all of our support. So I will have her linked in the description of this video. So please go over and show her some love and support. Now let's get her bottle ready. We are going to use this bottle that she came with. So let's get this ready. Let's see how many ounces this is. It's a little over 2. It's almost 3. So let's make it an even 3. Let me grab her milk. And we are going to be feeding her some Similac. We're going to do 1 scoop and a half. Okay, you can put the lid on it and shake it up. And we're going to go ahead and put it in the bottle warmer. I've already put the distilled water in. All right, we're going to let that get ready. While her bottle's warming up, let's go ahead and get her a bib and a burp cloth. Let's see, what should we go with? Let's go with this white one. We're gonna go with this bib. Let's get her burp cloth. Sorry, bumping the camera. Let's go with this one. All right, let's pick up my girl. I'll leave her passy here. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful. Oh, you guys, this baby is beautiful. She is so beautiful. Okay, you guys, let's put her bib on. I know these bibs are probably a little too big for her, so we're just gonna wrap it around anyway. There we go. She is so beautiful. Poor baby had a rough night last night, but her bottle is ready. Trying to wipe the water off from the warmer. Okay. You see, little girl. All right, you guys, while we feed her, I do want to talk about something. I heard the absolute craziest story. In my opinion, it is crazy. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she tells me that she received a message from an artist. And I'm like, okay, what's up, right? So my friend buys high-end dolls. Okay, she buys very expensive dolls. And she happened to be selling a doll. And she had the doll listed for a little under what she paid for it. And it was up there a couple of weeks. So she dropped the price. You guys, the artist contacted her and told her that she needed to raise the price because she didn't want her work being sold for cheaper. I was appalled, to say the least. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, she told me that I needed to raise the price, that she didn't like that I was selling the doll for cheaper. And I'm like, but the doll isn't selling, it isn't moving. So, of course, she would drop the price. And she was like, yeah, she's like, I explained to her that the doll had been up there and it's not moving. So I lowered the price. And I'm like, sis, you sell that baby for $100 if you want to. Of course, she would never do that because, again, this is a high end doll. But the point being, I told her, I was like, you bought that baby. It is your baby. You can sell it for $100, a dollar. You can sell it for $1,500. Like, whatever you feel you need to do, you do. Because at the end of the day, she owns the doll. Not just that, times are hard for everybody right now, okay? And sometimes you do what you have to do and you have to sell a doll. And if the situation calls for it and you have to lower that doll, no matter how much the amount, in order to sell it to get the money for what you need, then you do that. Like, who does this person think she is, contacting a customer and telling that customer, do not sell my work for cheaper? Okay, if that is the case, then why don't you buy the doll back? If you don't want your work being sold for cheaper, buy the doll back. I was astounded. I could not believe that my friend was even having to go through that, because who are we to tell anybody else what to do with their possessions, things that they bought with their own hard earned money? We are no one. We are no one. That's who we are. Like, I could not believe it. I mean, I have heard some crazy stories that I have written down and want to talk to you guys about, because some of the things that I've heard coming out of the reborn community is outrageous. And I'm not saying that it's everybody in the dog community or the reborn community. It's not everyone, but there are some ridiculous things coming out. And I cannot believe that this artist had the nerve to contact my friend. For one, she made her money when she sold her doll to my friend. Full price, high-end doll. My friend paid it, bought the doll. So now, in my opinion, it is up to my friend to sell it for whatever she wants to sell it for. Like, who do these people think that they are? I could not believe it. My friend did not raise the price. She sold it at a still very high end price, just not what she had paid for it. And I just could not believe that the artist had the nerve to contact my friend and tell her she needed to raise the price of the doll. It was just outrageous. I was in shock. You guys, what are your opinions on that? Again, I believe that once you buy a doll, it is your doll to do whatever you want to do with it. You could sell it for 50 cents if you wanted to. Like, who is anyone else to tell you how much to sell a doll for? I mean, the artist made her money, okay? Oh my goodness, baby. All right, you guys, she ate a little. Let's burp her. Let's move this bib, baby. Let's move this bib. Oh my girl. I love this baby, you But you know, I mean, who do these people think that they are? The audacity. I could not believe it. I was in absolute shock that anybody would have the nerve to tell somebody else how to sell their dolls, who to, you know, the price that a doll could be sold at. Like, no, that is ridiculous. Sometimes you do what you have to do, right? And you have to lower the price of a doll. Do any of us want to lose money on a doll? No, we don't, right? Because these dolls are an investment and nobody wants to lose their investment. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do and you have to sell a doll for cheaper. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. You know, I don't think that anybody has a right to tell you how to sell a doll, honestly. I really don't. If anything, why are we selling vinyl dolls for $3,000? Don't get me wrong, there are different levels to art. I understand that. And I absolutely agree that some dolls, the realistic nest of some dolls, does drive up the price. But today's prices for high-end reborn dolls has gotten ridiculous. I mean, you guys, I don't know. Drinking some coffee. If any of you have been on Reborns lately, reborns.com, but wow, okay? The prices, you guys, are outrageous. In my opinion, I think that if you are able to learn to paint reborns, I would suggest you paint your own reborns. It's cheaper, it's the way to go, okay? Because the prices are crazy. When I went on there, I saw some beginner work for $600. Don't get me wrong, I'm no one to tell somebody how much to charge for their work. But in all honesty, looking at the artwork itself, I wouldn't pay more than $250 for a doll. And these dolls are sitting there. They're not moving. They don't have a bunch of likes. Because the prices are just outrageous. And I've seen high-end dolls by high-end artists going for $3,000, $4,000, and these are vinyl dolls, beautiful dolls. But for $4,000, I can buy a full body silicone with armatures and rooted and an absolute beautiful work of art for $4,000. Not to say that the vinyl doll for $4,000 isn't a work of art. It is. But it's a vinyl doll. You don't get the movement, in my opinion. You don't get the movement. You don't get the feel of a silicone doll. In my opinion, a silicone doll is the closest thing you're going to get to a real baby. And so I could never pay that amount of money for a vinyl doll. I could not. I would not because that is just outrageous. But again, that's my opinion. I know that there are people out there who follow high-end artists and will pay anything for their work just to have a piece of their work. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, once a doll is sold, the artist has no right to tell someone else, to tell her customers how much to sell her work for. Believe me, my friend tried to get what she paid for it, right? But it wasn't moving. It wasn't going anywhere. No one was taking nips. Nobody was biting. So she needed the money and she had to do what she had to do. And in my opinion, she did nothing wrong. I was just, wow. I don't know, you guys. Leave me your opinions down in the comments. What are your opinions on that? Should a artist be able to tell you how much to charge for her work after she's already sold you the doll? and you go to resell it, should she be able to have an opinion on what you sell your doll for? Because that was outrageous. That was just mind blowing to me. Marlow is such a good baby, you guys. I'm probably going to try and keep her up throughout the day here and there, so that she sleeps good tonight. Last night she had a rough night, and we don't want to repeat that. No, we don't. So, me and Marlow are going to let you go. We want you to know that we appreciate you, that we love you, and that we are praying for you. And we do have a surprise video coming up next week. We have our giveaway baby in the house. So we will be making that video. I said I would do a giveaway when I got to 2,000 subscribers. You guys, I'm almost there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and show everyone the giveaway baby. And, you know, I just want to show my appreciation for you all. I greatly appreciate you being here. I love that you guys come over and hang out with me. I love our discussions in the comments. I really appreciate you guys. Hashtag share the love is all about just that. Sharing the love, sharing each other's channels in support of each other, and letting others know about new channels, older channels, about our subscribers, because without each other we wouldn't grow, and without our subscribers we definitely would not grow. So I am very grateful to each and every one of you, and I can't wait to do this giveaway, so that I can show you guys all of my appreciation. But me and Marlow are gonna go, and you guys, we will see you in our next video. Bye.